Mark Devonport's already left the country, but is not yet on holidays, I'm assured. But BBC political correspondent Martina Purdy's parked her tile on the Stormont Live set. Martina, you're very welcome. We've a year behind us now of devolution, and I suppose the question people are asking themselves as we head off towards the summer is, will it be back safe and secure in the autumn?
Well, I think it'll be back, but I think we're in for a bumpy ride. A lot depends on what progress is made over the summer. It's pretty clear that the DUP can't take for granted Sinn Féin's ongoing involvement in the executive unless they see some progress from their point of view on issues such as the devolution of policing and justice, the Irish Language Act. So we'll have to wait and see, but I think it's still whispered here in the quarters that we're not out of the woods yet.
But of course, to some extent, it suits them all to have that sort of whiff of potential, crisis, because we're used to it. We're crisis junkies in the political world here. I
don't think it suits everyone, and I think there's elements within the other parties, particularly the SDLP and Ulster Unionists, that are quite annoyed about the fact that they can't take for granted that this is going to go with stability onto the full term. I don't think the First Minister is particularly pleased to have to worry about whether the institutions are still going to be up in the autumn. I think he wants stability, he wants to know where he's at, and he wants decisions made. And I think he may be a bit disappointed that some of the issues that he hoped would be resolved by the time he took up office still haven't been.
And are his worries solely concerned with stability issues coming from Sinn Féin, or has he got some other issues closer to home to think about?
Well, I mean, he's a new leader. Certainly there are challenges ahead for him because in order to keep his partner happy, that is Sinn Féin, he has to take some pretty difficult decisions around the maze, possibly around the devolution of policing and justice. Now, he has said this is a unionist goal, but I think Sinn Féin wants him to go a little more quickly on this issue than he wants to, and he has to take his party with him. And the last thing he really needs is to pick a fight with his assembly team. And within the DUP, we're seeing a little bit of, I suppose, post-Paisley issues around the fact that there's now two former ministers now on the backbenches. We had Edwin Poots, as soon as he was out of office, asking questions about the maze of the new Culture Minister Gregory Campbell and also the new Finance Minister Nigel Dodds. And today we had a spat in the corridors in terms of briefing reporters over Ian Paisley Jr.'s statement yesterday that planning was in backlog, was in meltdown, and it was putting at risk certain business projects. And that seems to have caused some annoyance because Sammy Wilson went to Press Association down the hall there and told them a few things about the fact that, about Ian Paisley Jr., that it was his responsibility, the Planning Appeals Commission, when he was in the office of First and Deputy First Minister. We know Ian Jr. resigned in February, and to quote Mr. Wilson from the copy, it started going into meltdown when Ian Paisley Jr., was in the First Minister's office to call for urgent action now when no urgency was shown when he was in the First Minister's office. This meltdown did not suddenly start in the last month. It's not something you'd normally have seen within the DUP.
Well, indeed, tempers are obviously fraying. It is the end of term. Perhaps they need their holiday. Martina, stay with us.